Hello to the Taekwondo worldwide community. This is Master Johnny C.W. Pang, and today we have a very special guest, the new president of the NCTA, Coach Dan Chuang. How are you today, sir?
Doing great. Thanks so much for having me, Master Kong.
Yes, thank you for being here. So we're going to have a lot of things we discussed today regarding the NCTA. First question for you would be, how did you get involved with the NCTA?
Yeah, so I actually attended my first NCTA championships in 1995 as a competitor, and I was did fighting, I did pumse, I went to collegiate team trials, and then in 2007 I got involved as an executive officer as Secretary General under President Rex Hatfield. Continued to serve as an executive officer under President Russell Long.
Awesome. And what does the NCTA represent? What is the NCTA?
Yes, that's a great question. So, in the most basic sense, the NCTA, the National Collegiate Taekwondo Association, we're the national governing body in the United States for collegiate taekwondo. So we're recognized by the U.S. International University Sports Federation, which basically means that we select the U.S. national teams for the World University Games, which is the second largest multi-sport games in the world. We select a national team for other events, past events like the World University Taekwondo Championships. And in addition to that, we also hold an annual championships, the National Collegiate Taekwondo Association Championships, NCTA Championships. And this is actually our 45th year hosting that championship. So with an unbroken string since 1976, which is pretty amazing. Just really, really brief history lesson without going too long into it. But the NCTA was founded in 1970. There have been only 5 presidents, including me. The other 4 being Dr. Ken Min of Berkeley, UC Berkeley, a
Yes.
foundational figure, of course, in Taekwondo in the United States and for Judo as well. He was succeeded by Grandmaster Youngjin Pak of Iowa State University, who served that for a long time. He was succeeded by longtime NCTA officer and continues to serve as an officer, Master Rex Hatfield of Princeton University, who was then succeeded by Dr. Russell Ahn of UC Berkeley. And I'm very, very honored to be succeeding these gentlemen as NCTA president.
And you come very qualified. Not only were you former vice president and secretary general of the NCTA, but you are also head coach of the MIT Sport Taekwondo program, correct?
Correct. That's correct. Yes,
Yes.
I've been serving as the head coach. This is my 20th year. Actually, it's hard to believe coaching the
Wow.
MIT Sport Taekwondo Club. We've taken the MIT Club to the NCTA championships every year since 2003, and we've been fortunate enough to win the NCTA championships a couple of times since then in various divisions. But yeah, I mean that's coaching is my first and true love for collegiate taekwondo. I always come back to that. Been fortunate enough to serve 8 times as a national collegiate taekwondo team coach for various events
Awesome.
since 2008. So I really feel very close to the athletes. Very athlete, putting the athletes first and trying to make the best experience for them. As a NCTA president, I think that'll be my central mission.
Sounds very good, sir. Also, as head coach, you've been awarded numerous accolades for your coaching, including Coach of the Year for the NCTA, USAT, as well as the USOC.
Uh,
Congratulations.
oh, thank you. It's always nice to be recognized, but we just do our best.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and dive into who the new officers are that represent the NCTA.
Absolutely. So first, I want to emphasize that I'm not done selecting the people I'm going to be working with, but this is our initial working group that has really been pulled together over the last couple of weeks, and I'm excited to get to work with them. A lot of familiar faces and some new faces as well, of course. The gentleman to my right, Master Rex Hatfield, is he's done so much. I can't even start to talk about it. But right now he's currently the head instructor of Princeton Taekwondo. He served as the past president of the NCTA. He's been head of team and team manager for I think it's got to be over 20 U.S. collegiate national teams at this point. and
Excellent.
he's the current tournament committee chair for USA Taekwondo as well. Grandmaster Sung Kim, next to his right, is one of our current vice presidents, and he's worked with some athletes from the University of Rochester. He served as our team director for this year's U.S. National Collegiate Taekwondo team that traveled to Italy. Did a great job pulling that team together. And to his right is Coach Justin Faferlick, who is, in addition to coaching Iowa Central Community College, he also serves as the Air Force Taekwondo coach and was our manager this year on this year's National Collegiate Taekwondo team.
Wonderful. So we'll go ahead and go into the next set of 4 officers, from secretary to treasurer.
Absolutely. We have Coach Master Sophia Chung, who's the associate coach at UC Berkeley. I remember when she was an athlete, and she's now, the coach of, arguably the most dominant collegiate taekwondo program of the past 20 years. Under Dr. Russell Ahn, of course, the head coach. And so she's serving as our secretary general. We have Coach Miyako Yerrick, who coaches the American University Taekwondo Club. They actually hosted the championships this in 2018. Did a great job, and she serves as one of the directors of the Atlantic Collegiate Alliance of Taekwondo, which is a regional league. Yourself, sir, Master Kong, so grateful for your help, as you're well known for your work in the worldwide Taekwondo community, as well as just evangelizing Taekwondo, getting a lot of information out there. So appreciate all your hard work, sir. And of course, we have our medical advisor, Dr. Sherry Lasham. She served in that role for well over a decade now, and she was a Olympic doctor in 2016 and has tireless. I think she's in Tokyo right now working the Olympic test event, traveling everywhere around the world.
Nice.
We're very fortunate to have her.
Great. And next comes the referee chairs and the tournament committee chair and coach chair. So
sure,
would you like to say a few words about that?
Absolutely. So returning in his role as a referee chair this year is Master Mike Wickham. He's been a long time NCTA referee, and he's joined as a co-chair this year by Master Jamie Schulte. He was, Master Schulte's current referee chair of the Eastern Collegiate Taekwondo Conference. He's the current president of TRU Taekwondo. I forget the acronym actually what it stands for, but it's the referee organization. And he also it was on the short list, one of the short list of referees selected for the Olympic referee selection camp. We have a Coach Jackie Bake, who was formerly a UCSD head coach. He hosted our championships 2 years ago, and he served as our treasurer for the past several years and served as a coach on a couple of different National Collegiate Taekwondo teams now. So glad to have him back. And our tournament committee chair, Master Tara Sarathi, she's, in addition to being a past MIT Taekwondo alum, she's also a tournament committee co-chair of the Eastern Collegiate Taekwondo Conference. So, a lot of people who have a lot invested in the collegiate world, who pursue this as a passion. Certainly none of these positions are compensated. We're doing this truly for the love of the sport. So I'm grateful for these 12 I mentioned, as well as the future officers which I'll be naming soon.
Yes, I'm sure they're going to make big things happen for collegiate taekwondo. And if we move on now, I'd like to ask you, what are your visions and goals for the National Collegiate Taekwondo Association?
Yeah, thanks for asking. And I think I wanted to emphasize that the past presidents have done an amazing job. It's a thankless job being NCTA president. It's a service role. You give up a lot more than you get in this position. So I'm very grateful for their contributions. I would like to, I really have 3 main thrusts at this time that I'd really like to move the organization forward with. The first is just expanding awareness of collegiate taekwondo in the United States. And that is, this interview is the first step in that direction. Thank you, Master Kong and Grandmaster Sung Kim for putting this interview together. I think, I'm actually not someone who likes to do these kind of publicity drives, but I'm doing it because I really do want people to know about what the NCTA is doing.
We can't keep it a secret.
Yes.
We gotta spread it out.
Certainly not. So, I think one thing I hear a lot from parents and athletes is, when you get to the end of your junior career in Taekwondo and you're reaching the end of high school, a lot of people think that that's the end of their Taekwondo career. Whether you are a elite competitor who sparring or Pumse teams, or even if you're if you're a school or a club member who has for whom Taekwondo is a big part of your life, and you've been very heavily invested as an instructor or a student, and that doesn't have to end when you get to college. And I really want
That's
people to
right.
know that for the elite athlete, there is the pipeline of collegiate taekwondo. So many national team members, so many Olympians even have cut their teeth in the NCTA championships. It has been a stepping stone for them. I could make a list, dozens and dozens long, of athletes who reached their first national team experience as an adult on the national collegiate taekwondo team, and. And beyond that, also, I want people to know that club taekwondo is alive and well, and there are hundreds of universities, or dozens certainly of universities with collegiate taekwondo programs, and what I would like to do is increase awareness of those programs as they exist now, and
Mhm.
also help to educate people. Hey, I'm at a school, I don't see a taekwondo program. Does that mean that I can't represent my school? And the answer, of course, is no. You can represent your school, but you just have to do some legwork. And it's a great opportunity to exercise student leadership, which is part of what the collegiate taekwondo experience is about. So that's my first thrust. It's just getting more awareness out there, helping people to understand what a very special experience being on national collegiate taekwondo team is. I think we're going to try to interview some members with you to share that experience. It's one of the most positive national team experiences that in my very very supportive,
Yes.
and then also letting people know how they can continue taekwondo in college. The second thrust I
That's
have is, sorry, go ahead.
that's excellent, sir. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. The second thing I'd like to do is develop more regional initiatives for collegiate taekwondo. Currently, again, and it is a tremendous, tremendous effort that goes into this. We host a national championships each year, and we send a team to an event each year, more or less. And that is a lot of work already. It's a lot of emails, hundreds and hundreds of emails, lots of fundraising, lots of phone calls by my predecessors, and I've been involved in that process, of course, too. And that's a lot of work, but we have to do more even. And I think that there are some organizations filling that role. Like the Eastern Collegiate Taekwondo Conference has 5 tournaments a year. Pac West has done some great work on the West Coast, and we have other organizations too. Atlantic Collegiate Alliance of Taekwondo in the Mid Atlantic region. But I'd like to make more regional opportunities for collegiate athletes to compete, and also more regional opportunities for just collegiate athletes to get together, whether that's a seminar or joint scrimmages or training opportunities, rumbles, whatever it is. I think that we can do more as NCTA to be a clearinghouse for those events, and perhaps to have those events be more direct feeders into the NCTA championships, and to motivate athletes. It's hard to motivate a club if you don't have a place to practice your taekwondo. If you're just a club training by yourself at your university, that's not as fun, right, as going out and
That's
scrimmaging
right.
with your, and you may have rivalries that go outside taekwondo, right? I know that there are certain schools that have heated football or basketball rivalries, and sometimes those rivalries are reflected certainly in taekwondo as well. So that's really neat. Like, why not extend that competitive experience to taekwondo as well? So I think again, like we can do more to give people more local opportunity to taekwondo with each other. And the third thing I want to do is just improve support for our collegiate athletes, particularly our national team members, but not limited to those. I think it's very expensive to send a team of 30 people. Maybe like you're talking over 20 athletes sometimes, and another 10 staff members, and you got to get them to Taipei or to China or to Italy, and that's you're looking at $80 to $100,000 to get people there, and as much as we would love for our tournaments to cover that, the reality is that we cannot fund those athletes directly just from our tournament revenue. But we need to do more. We need to do fundraising. We need to do development. And that's, I think, every president before me has made a strong attempt to do that, and I will continue that work and explore different avenues. I run a nonprofit school, so I have some experience with development and grants, and I'm also going to be looking for reaching out to alumni of our programs, and maybe people who 20, 30 years ago were involved in the NCTA. And so I'm saying it now. I guess I'm putting a call out. If you can support the NCTA, please reach out to me through the site. And we really want those athletes to feel 100% supported. We do support them to the tune of thousands of dollars right now, but we can't 100% support them yet. And so we're looking to do better even than what we've done in the past. So those are the three thrusts for me. Again, the expanding awareness and providing more opportunities, regional opportunities, and improving support for our athletes. For me as NCTA president.
Right. And what I love is that you're giving opportunities for these children that grow up, go through the Taekwondo programs regionally, uh, complete high school, and then move on to university and colleges. And they still have this opportunity to train and compete in the art that they love. And when I hear that you support them to the World Games, etc., that's huge. That's
Hmm.
very huge for all of these students and athletes for them to continue with their passions. So thank you for that.
It's my pleasure.
Let's go ahead and pull up the current NCTA member schools, and you can briefly maybe highlight a couple of them or say a few words about these colleges
Sure.
that are offering and members of the NCTA.
Yeah, so yeah, we see a lot of different schools up there. These are our 16 current member schools, and I do want to preface it by saying, hey, we have 600 athletes typically going to our NCTA championships, representing, maybe about 100 different schools. But these are the schools with established programs that chose to actually register their program with NCTA this year. And I think there are some really well is I think the oldest program on this list, and has had two presidents from that organization, and so I think that's certainly a lot of history there. We have West Point U.S. Military Academy at West Point. That's a pretty exciting, to see that military representation in our championships as well. Yeah, I think last year we had the University of Texas at Austin hosting our championships, and they won the overall division, brought huge numbers, and have been doing great work with Coach Joe Van down there. So those are just a few highlights. I could go on about each one of them really, but these 16 member schools, they each get voting privileges in our organization. So when we have annual meetings, you can vote as a school. You have institutional membership, and so we meet twice a year, once in the fall, once in the spring. Most importantly, I think that these member schools are registered to enter the standings at the NCTA championship. So for each medal that your school earns, a gold medal is 3 points, silver medal is 2 points, bronze medal is 1 point, and a team that there are nine places. There are nine trophies up for grabs. There's 3 for the championship division, which is black belts only. 3 for the combined division, which is black belts and color belts, and 3 for the novice division. So if you're if you're a registered school, then you get to enter into those standings as well. So yeah, I think that's the main overview of what it means to be a member of a school. If you are at a school or you're thinking about going to one of these schools, you can be confident that they will have a well-organized program and an established program, that there will be a path forward for you if you wish to continue in Taekwondo. So I think that's the real benefit. And so, I'd encourage you to check back here. Hopefully we'll see some more names up there by the end of the year.
That's excellent. And how do you join as a school? How do you join as an individual member?
Right. So that's a great question. If you look on the NCAA, there's a tab that says how to join, and there's just directions. Right now, it's a simple form that you mail in with a check and fill out your school information, and you have to verify that have someone from your school verify that you are a recognized club at your institution. But it's very simple, and if you do that, then again, you'll have voting rights. You'll be put on our communication list for our meetings, and you'll also be listed in a place where people can see that you're associated with our national governing body for collegiate taekwondo. So hopefully people will be able to find you a little better online and whatnot. As an individual, really, for individual members, currently if you compete at our national championships or you participate as a coach or an athlete, then you are a individual member of the NCTA. And I am examining that, seeing what more benefits we can give for being individual members and maybe giving that a little more structure. But at this time, that's currently how you become a member of the NCTA as an individual. And once you're and once you represent, you're eligible for programs like our All-American NCTA All-American program run by Vice President Faye Furlick.
Wonderful. So, in terms of member schools, are junior colleges welcome to join?
So generally, any accredited college, 2 year, 4 year college is eligible. In order to be eligible for the NCTA championships, currently the threshold is you have to be taking 6 credits. So that's roughly 2 classes or half-time enrollment at that accredited university.
I see. Great. Well, thank you so much for giving all of this information to our viewers. I think that it's important that everyone knows that they're welcome. Um, the NCTA has been around since 1970,
That's right.
and yes, and welcomes everyone with open arms. If you have any further questions, please reach out to President Dan Chuang. Would you like to give the email, or do you want them to visit the website, sir?
So yeah, there's a contact form on the website, just so my email inbox doesn't get flooded, but and that will go directly to my inbox if you fill out that form. So I encourage you to go there to ncta-usa.com and contact us. But I usually I'm a big email person. I'll usually reply within a day unless I'm traveling. So I encourage you to get in touch with any questions you have.
Great. I know you have lots of great things planned for the NCTA. Do you have any idea of when the very next event will take place?
So we're looking at setting up some events this fall. I don't have anything set in stone yet. I encourage you guys to check out the regional leagues I mentioned: the Eastern Collegiate Taekwondo Conference, Atlantic Collegiate Alliance of Taekwondo, and Pac West Taekwondo for additional avenues to compete. And our NCTA championships, of course, is scheduled to be in mid-April, and we should have some details coming out soon for that.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, viewers. I hope you enjoyed hearing from NCTA President Dan Chuang, and we hope that you have a wonderful week. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Master Kong. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. Take care.